Hi everybody, Don Shanks here with Alan Hudson. We're talking pub talk again today. Alan, we've had a big weekend on the football. The relegation, I thought it might be all over after West Ham getting the big result at Norwich, Watford beating Newcastle, but complete turnaround. I couldn't believe it. Villa have done the Palace, 2-0, and
VAR again.
Oh yeah, the VAR, I mean obviously a huge decision that's gone Villa's way. You know, it looked like a goal, a shoulder goal, maybe slightly down the arm. If they're disallowing them, they just got to go and get this reviewed and stop disallowing these type of goals. All the Villa players just walked away thinking it was a goal. Yeah. You know, and it actually was a goal. But again, okay, swings and roundabouts. They've missed one. Now they've got one. So they've turned out for a win one game and they've got a point the other. So at the end of the day, great result for the Villa.
Well, there were two results you never see coming, weren't they? Well, not so much Villa, but the Bournemouth result. Right.
Well, yeah, I mean...
1-0 dead and buried. They weren't going to score until Schmeichel made the rick. And fair play to Schmeichel, he's gone on to tell you after and he went, you've got to blame me for it.
Yeah, disappointing game for Leicester, go one up. Vardy scores another goal in the Golden Boot campaign. He's looking sharp, but, you know, you can't be giving goals away like this. You know, obviously John Stone's a little bit unlucky with the own goal, that can happen to anyone. But then they just sort of, you know, the players sent off, they've got 10 men. I was a bit disappointed in Leicester. I thought they'd be a bit better than that, you know.
Well, the manager was. He was very disappointed. He said afterwards he's been so happy with their performances, and second half they let themselves down.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been talking Bournemouth up the last 3 or 4 weeks. I know they got goals in them, but obviously with the pressure of being 6 points, 7 points behind, and playing like a team who's third in the league, who are firing with the league's top goal scorer, I couldn't see that.
And Chelsea,
I hold my hands up. You know, I hope none of you have had a bet. You know, they've got done 4-1. Villa have beat the Palace, and I did have a few quid on Palace. And obviously, once they disallowed the first goal, I knew it was a bad day at the office for me. And fair play to both the teams. They've kept it going. Now, obviously, they've got big games coming up. Bournemouth go to Man City, which you wouldn't want to be going to Man City at any time. You know, the last 3 or 4 weeks, they're scoring goals for fun at home.
Having said that, I think we said it's the wrong time to play Leicester. Leicester are on fire, and they beat them 4-1. That was a result that I don't.
I mean, you could see
I
the euphoria.
I don't think one bookmaker's paid out on 4-1.
Oh no, impossible. And it could have been 5 when the fella missed in the last minute.
Absolutely.
That would have been unbelievable. You know, but they're going to Man City tonight. I think it would be a little bit of the same when they was in Manchester a couple of weeks ago. You know, they might get a goal or two, but I think City's going to just get 3, 4, 5. You know, City looking as though they want to play. They do want to look. They are looking as though, hey, we're not going to give anyone an easy ride here. We're pounding it out to the end of the season, and we're just going to get goal after goal after goal. That's how I see it maybe going.
It looks that way, but we had such a setback, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we got them all wrong. I thought Tottenham and Arsenal might be a draw. Tottenham score a late goal. Alan fancied the Arsenal, and Tottenham come back and win. We both fancied Palace. They got nothing. Although, as I say, football is a very fine line. Something goes your way, bang, you're up and running. It goes against you, you've got to regroup, and sometimes it don't work out. And then obviously the Bournemouth game, well, I couldn't have picked that after the result come through.
Nah.
You know, that was just a total impossibility. Obviously the Villa go to Everton now. That's their next game. Bournemouth, as we said, at Man City. Everton have gone a little bit flat. Villa might have a squeak.
That's the type of game that suit Villa, because Everton are very, they try to muscle their way through games. Yeah, and that will suit Villa.
Yeah, I don't think Villa will be bullied.
No.
They could be outplayed, but they certainly won't be bullied.
No.
You know, so I do feel like you've just said that, yeah, that could actually...
The kind of game that will suit them.
And then we got the old sort of London derby, West Ham, Watford. Obviously, a point would do the pair of them.
Well, they both thought it was going to be an easy ride, didn't they?
Well, I dare say they'd already started on the drinks campaign, celebrating they're out of it, and all of a sudden they're not. You know?
You know, you said that quite rightfully so, that they think they'd probably be both happy with a draw before the other two games, and now that'll be out the window.
Well, that's right, because, you know, a little bit of a, you know, twitchy
Need to
bum
win.
time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, we don't want to lose, whatever happens, but a 3-pointer, then they are out of it. Whoever gets the 3-pointer out of the two of them. Whereas one apiece would have suited them, now it's like, well, one of them wants to win and then let the other one fight their way out.
Well, it's good for the neutral because it's worth watching now, isn't it?
Well, that's right.
You know, we're neutral. You're a bit of a West Ham supporter, I've found out over the last few days.
Well, I've always liked the Hammers, you know, but like,
They'll
you know,
be signing Marcus Rashford the way things are going.
oh no, they can't be signing him. He did score. He did score last night. We're going to get onto that game now, where Man United Southampton ended up 2 apiece. A late goal by the young guy from Southampton, who, you know, starting his career well, scored a couple of goals this season. But watching the game, Southampton scored early. United got back to 2-1. But when you're watching this game, United are 2-1, you can't help but be impressed by Southampton now. You know, they had a lot of pressure on United. They showed them no respect. They come out and said, we're not frightened of you, we're playing. And they did, like you spoke about the way this team plays.
You've got to credit the manager. The manager's done superbly well. He must have, he's either said something about their contracts, you're playing for your contract next season, because for a team playing for nothing, they've been superb, haven't they?
Oh no, they have. They've been real good. My man Danny, unfortunately, didn't get on the score sheet, although they got 2 goals. He was busy as per normal, doing his work rate, setting a few little things up, but it just sort of didn't fall for him at the right times. But again, he's done well. And Man United probably missed that boat to get into 3rd spot there. You know, they'd have jumped above Chelsea. You know, they'd have jumped above
It's
Leicester.
Yeah. I mean, they're all messing up. They're all messing up at the moment, aren't they?
But what I watching the game, what I found was that Southampton pressurised them up top. They didn't give them a comfort zone at all. And in the end, I couldn't believe it, but I was well pleased that he done it. Solskjaer. He's brought off Fernandes. He's brought off Pogba. They're not injured. You know, I don't know how long there was, 10, 15 minutes to go. You know, he's brought on with Tomini and Fred. And this was a grind, you know. I think if they wouldn't have come on and the guys were trying all the little flashy moves and not coming off, it just gives Southampton a bit more impetus, and, you know, they might have gone on to won that game.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, from Solskjaer's point of view, to bring off your 2 star players, you know, the World Cup winner, you know, your main man Bruno right now, Fernandes, I think, you know, speaks volumes for him. He's saying, like, it don't matter who you are, as good as you are, if you're not doing it today, we're bringing someone on who can. And fair play to him. It's a big, big call.
I think he's made a statement, Don. I think he, as I said to you earlier on, I wonder if he's been speaking to Alex, because that's what Alex would have done.
Well, Alex was there yesterday, and I'm sure he was quite pleased when they went up 2-1. It did sort of seem as though, you know, they were probably maybe going to go 3 for a minute. My man did score, Marcus, you know, which he had a couple of other little chances
It's
too.
a little too late on it.
That's what I was looking for them words. I just couldn't finish. Yeah, but he did, and like he was a little bit more central a few times, which I feel is more in than when he's out on the left. But then, like, Southampton just took the game over. The last 20 minutes, I think they had 55% possession. But this weren't possession in your own half.
No.
This was like building up in their half. This was moving it about, like 6, 7 passes. You know, you could have been, you know, excused for thinking they were the home team here.
Well, I'm just going to say, away from home, they've got to be top of the league.
Absolutely.
I bet they've got more points than anyone else from top of the league, and since the lockdown, they've been fantastic.
Oh, if they would have started the season well, they'd all been singing the song, wouldn't they? When the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
We
marching
play
on.
you every week.
Yeah. And so yeah, fair play to the manager and the whole team. I mean, they bought.
I wonder what he must think, the manager. He's the one that handed his resignation in and they didn't accept it. And,
Yeah.
and he's turned them round into being, they look as good as anyone at the moment.
But they got the confidence of a good side,
Yeah.
and they got the movement out.
Yeah,
They know what they're doing. They're not in a rush anymore. It's not scrambling football. They're actually playing football. And obviously, you got Shane Long came on, like Shane, the journeyman. He's scoring goals everywhere. He's busy. In with Danny Ings up there. There's lots of movement. Defenders can't rest against them.
No.
If they give the guy in midfield, Ward Prowse, a chance, he's hitting 35 yarders. You've got like Redmond. He's pulled an incredible save out the Goya from Redmond, which was deserved the goal all the way. So in the end, it's a 2-2 draw for United. And I don't think they can complain too much about that. Southampton, this wasn't a lucky point for them. This was a well-deserved, hard-earned point that they got. And they could have got another 2 with a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
But fair play to Ollie. He's took the 2 superstars off and probably just said, hey, you're not doing it today.
As I say, I think he's kind of laid something down to the rest of the squad and said, look, don't matter what name's on your back.
Yeah, no, exactly. So at the end of the day, they're still scrambling for that point after fourth position after Man City's victory with the being allowed to play in Europe next year.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing there. So now there's only like the 2 spots to find.
Yeah.
So it could be what we got: Leicester, Chelsea, Man U. I don't know who's going to get that spot.
Well, Wolves lost their chance, didn't they?
They had a big victory the weekend, but when they had that little hiccup there, it just took the gloss off their season, really. Otherwise, they would.
And you could get it wrong again tonight. Chelsea and Norwich. You're looking at a hat.
I can't get it wrong. Frank, what team are you going to play tonight?
Yes.
Surely you're going to play the Cavalier style you've been playing all the time.
Well, he said the other night.
This could be 6-7-2, couldn't it?
To Norwich.
You're a Chelsea man. You're a Chelsea man. You can't.
No.
I'm a QBR man. I should be saying that.
Gunner, mate.
The Gunner out there. Where'd you get that beard out of? Anyway,
Nanny.
so we got the game there tonight. How do you see him going, Frank? How do you see the lineup? Do you see a right attacking force? You've got to attack Norwich the way they give 4 to West Ham the other day.
Well, the way he spoke after the game, the head's going to roll tonight. The first thing I'd do at Chelsea is get rid of the 2 fullbacks.
Well, obviously they're into Chigwell, it appears, and they probably need a right back as well. He's been there a while, and they just need maybe the young kid Reece.
The Reece, and they miss the other kid, Tamori, don't they?
Right.
Who brought him in Derby. He's out injured, but that's got to be their back four. It's Aspilicueta, the right back. He's been since his disgraceful thing at West Ham when he was using and busting with the centre halves. I said that he should have got sent off. Frank should have sidelined him. He's got to go. Right. These fullbacks, and that's where they're letting all the goals in.
I think Frank is encouraging them to go forward.
Well, they're not good enough.
I know, but
they're not Liverpool. They're not Liverpool fullback. If they were Liverpool fullback, let them go.
Yeah.
But these 2 are not good enough.
Right, but I think the thing is, they're not good enough coming back either. That's, like if you're not getting it forward and you're dropping back, I think they're out of position a few times. The 2 centre halves are being a bit isolated, and they need a little bit of help as well because they're sort of fumbling around on occasions. So I think it's the time where he's got to say, right, let's just get this dead right at the back here. We're not giving teams easy chances.
Don, years ago, when we played the game, do fullbacks really need telling when they can go and when they don't? You played fullback.
Well, put it this way, let's say Jerry Francis got the ball in midfield, boom, I was off, I knew I'm getting it.
Yeah.
And I'd be in the space, but if it weren't on, I weren't going.
Yeah.
I didn't do it just for the sake of. I'd say, well, let someone else do that, it's not the time to go, let's just hold the spot here and, if they all of a sudden intercept, get a quick break, we're all in position here.
And I never played once at Chelsea in my first season with Eddie McCready. He was the best fullback in the world because he played for the World 11, always got picked in the World 11. Before I got in the side, he started to waver a bit, his eyes started to go and all that. But I could never remember the other team scoring and he weren't left back. He was never caught up there.
No, that's right. You can't be caught out of position.
Fullbacks can't be caught up.
I know this new sort of style is getting both bombing forward. We see Robertson score for Liverpool the other day from the opposite side that you'd expect him on. I don't know how he actually turned up there.
Fantastic.
But he's headed one in, a good header. I see like Trent Alexander-Arnold whipping balls in. Carl Walker looking positive getting up there. Even like, the Palace fullback, Bisaki.
But what you got, Don, is you got, as you know, with Liverpool, they got midfield players. As soon as them fullbacks go, they become fullbacks.
Yeah, they just drop in a little bit.
Where Chelsea don't do that.
Right.
Their
Well, that's where
midfield
Kante
players
used
push
to.
on.
Why ain't he playing Kante?
Well, he's not been played in that position since he left Leicester.
But has he actually been playing?
I
I don't even know if he's
I don't
actually
know.
starting in the lineup anymore.
I've
Because they
seen
got
it.
Barkley.
I've seen him playing a couple of games and he ain't
Yeah.
touched the ball and he ain't been involved.
Yeah, the worst thing is the fullback. If you actually got a winger, which you don't have too many wingers anymore, but you get isolated, you know, you are looking for a little bit of help from someone. You're not expecting it from the centre half, but you're expecting it from one of the midfield guys who's in that zone to just come back and help you up.
Yeah.
And when they done it the other day, when William and the fullback, when they done the 1-2, and the fella who done the 1-2 was smoking a cigarette and drinking a glass of wine
Brandy,
as he's crossing the ball. You know, ridiculous.
That's why you play fullback.
Well, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, a glass of wine, yeah. Yeah, the Bacardi and
But
Coke.
they are probably the only team, you know, even Arsenal have seen the light a little bit. They're tightening up defensively.
I know,
Where
but
Chelsea
they're
are
right
just-
back. I'm sorry. I think he's actually worse than the Chelsea forward in regards of reliability, in regards of one-on-one situations. They're both reasonably good on the ball and playing. But is this the new thing in fullbacks now? Is it you got to go forward and play, or is it can you defend? If you can't defend, surely you've got to do a bit of each.
Well,
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
in 2 games at West, if you said Chelsea playing at West Ham and they're playing at Sheffield United, what do you think? They'll concede 6 goals.
Total impossibility.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So that they got a flaw, and
Yeah.
Frank's got to sort it out. No good saying I've learnt a lot today.
But
His
when you
job's on the
see
line.
them goals that they've let in,
If it hadn't been Frank Lampard, he could have got the sack by now.
oh, I'd say
Roman
so.
Abramovich is
Someone would
sacked
be
people.
looking and saying, well, this is too easy. How can they come down here
Yeah.
and just cross the ball, head it in? This is what we see when the boys are playing at school.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
How's that South Africa?
Was that, yeah. I put my tie on today to try and bring me some luck, by the way, folks. I haven't bet a winner, I don't know. What they used to say before the old king died or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But hopefully tonight, Chelsea Norwich, you can only see goals. What do you reckon? 5 or more combined?
No, I wouldn't. I fancy.
Oh, stop it, Al.
I don't-
You can't be serious. Come on.
There's got to be some kind of result. Norwich are going to get a result by the end of this season. They're going to turn someone over.
They'll get a result, Norwich. They'll keep it under 6. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you said
That'll
that.
be a result, keeping it under 6.
Yeah.
So anyway, look, we got the games tonight. Let's all enjoy watching it. Man City, Bournemouth tomorrow. To me, I've had a sneaky bet, by the way. I'm going to share it with you all now. Vardy, we know, is top. We know that Adebayo's in second. But I've actually had a sneaky bet on Raheem Sterling. Now he's 6 goals behind. That's right, 3 games left. 6 goals behind. You'd think a total impossibility. Obviously, he was 50 to 1. So I bet him to win a grand, to score. Now, they play Bournemouth. Man City on form, Sterling on form. I can see him getting 2 or 3.
3 headers.
He's not going to get 3 headers. If he gets another header in his life, or if he
He
gets
won't
another
get
header
it.
this season, he'd have had a result. I think, you might get 10 to 1 another header this year with Ladbrokes.
Bournemouth's best player ain't playing. Okay.
Yeah. So, I would say that Sterling could cause havoc there tomorrow. And if he was to sort of get 2 or 3,
Say he scored 5 in one game.
oh, that would be great.
Would you collect your money immediately?
No, 5 in one game is still a goal behind.
No, but they'd pay you out.
No, they wouldn't. But the difference is this. They've got Bournemouth. If Watford beat West Ham, which they could, then they're out of it. That's Man City's next game at Watford. And you know what their jolly last season's game is? The Canaries at home. Norwich at home. So,
Could be a cricket score, couldn't it?
well, it could be double figures, couldn't
They
it?
go West Indies.
If they started well, Man City against Norwich, as in the first 15 minutes, 3-0, 4-0. Hat-trick for Raheem.
Well, it's a little bit like Chelsea getting beat at Sheffield United 3-0. There's no one that got that result. You're going to start talking cricket scores here. You've
But
had a
surely it's going to be that way. If there weren't so much on it for Bournemouth, you would be thinking, well, they're going to get hammered at Man City.
bet. I've never seen a manager, Eddie Howe, after the game look so shocked in all his life. He could not believe they won 4-1. half an hour before he was
Well,
down
forget
there.
Eddie Howe. The 20 million people who were watching it were just looking at each other saying,
I backed 4-1.
yeah, I'm unlucky. I just bet 5-1, but there you go. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. It's all a bit of fun. So from me, Don, from Alan, stay safe, everybody, and look forward to having a chat on Pub Talk. Maybe Friday.
More surprises to come.
More surprises. Watch this space.
Yes.
Okay, bye for now.